This is Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. And it's Josh and it's Chantel, and this is a replay of today's full show.
And it's Friday, September 27th. Let's see what happened on today's show. It's Morning Show Host Day.
Hey, congratulations. Happy Morning Show Host Day.
Happy Morning Show Host Day to you, sir. I want to wear the world's tallest hat.
You can't, though. It's huge.
I'm desperately trying hard not to be a fantasy football bully.
How's it going?
It's going well, if you guys would respond to it.
That sounded kind of like a thing a bully would say.
Matilda is one of Josh's favorite musicals.
Hands down.
Our dog tried to burrow her way into my ear. We talked about asking people out.
I have no riz.
Josh has a sleep hack that involves too much math, and he hates it when I call him my guy.
Yeah. Not that I hate when you call me your guy. Like, if you're like, and this is my guy.
This is my guy.
I don't like it when you go, my guy? Oh, you know, my guy? Thanks for listening to the show. We do it live every weekday morning from 6 to 10. You can hear it right here on the podcast anytime you want. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe, like the podcast, give it a rating, you know, all that stuff. And we're now on YouTube, which is very exciting. So subscribe there too. Watch our videos. Give them thumbs ups and stuff.
Yeah.
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 All right. Enjoy today's show. Friday morning, it's Josh and Chantel. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, it's a fall Friday morning. It's Josh, it's Chantel, and it's Chocolate Milk Day.
Chocolate milk is the best.
All right. I think it's a good milk. It's a fine milk.
But
I think there are some milks that are too thick.
I disagree with you.
I have to mix in regular milk because I think that some chocolate milks are too thick.
When I was pregnant with Emery, I had a craving for chocolate milk constantly. Do you remember this?
I don't, but it sounds like it didn't go away.
Because chocolate milk is so good.
Yeah.
But then I remember right after I delivered her, I was like, I need some chocolate milk. Who's going to give me some chocolate milk?
Did you go back to elementary school?
Okay.
What day did you get chocolate milk?
I don't remember getting chocolate milk in elementary school.
Fridays. That was it. Chocolate milk only came out on Fridays.
Okay.
They get it every day now.
Every day.
It's available every day
now. Every day. Lucky kids.
Every day. It is National Chocolate Milk Day. German Butterbrot Day. It's a bread.
Oh.
It's a little piece of toast.
Okay.
But you have to do it with a high-quality butter. So you got to do it with like a whipped butter or something fancy. You can't just slap on any old butter on your Butterbrot.
Country crock?
No. High quality.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Hand-churned. Soft, melty, delicious butter.
Sounds like too much work.
It is Native American Day, so you can learn about some rich cultures of the Native American tribes in your area. We have a couple of those for sure.
Yep,
National Corned Beef Hash Day. What?
I feel like this should be in March.
Around St.
Patty's Day.
I see.
I mean, I guess you could celebrate your Irish heritage any month, really.
Sure.
That was not nice of me to say.
All right.
You can have corned beef hash any day.
Anytime.
Also, corned beef and cabbage is delicious.
Okay. This is corned beef hash, which has potatoes in it. Yeah.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. World Tourism Day today, so visit that place you've always wanted to go.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I heard you yawning.
Oh, that's just me trying to get things going this morning. It is National Doodle Day. It is Cool Sword Day.
Cool
sword. And a day that we get to celebrate. Man, there's so many cool ones. It's Crush a Can. It's Ancestor Appreciation. It's Save the Koala Day. It's No Excuses Day. Not most importantly, but pretty up there on the things to celebrate today. It is Morning Show Host Day.
Is it really?
It's Morning Show Hosts Day.
We got to do something. We have to do something.
Like host a morning show?
Yes, but also something cooler than that. Also, why didn't we know this yesterday so we could have adequately prepared? You have to read these the night before so we know.
What would we have prepared for?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
We've arrived. We're doing a morning show on Morning Show Host Day. Do you feel me?
I feel you, dog.
It's so Friday.
It is so Friday. So I was just reading this story about why woolly mammoths became extinct.
All right.
And there's some research that might suggest that there was a boom in vegetation at the end of the Ice Age, that it created so much pollen that it blocked the mammoth's sense of smell. So they couldn't communicate normally with each other because they couldn't find each other very easy because their sense of smell had been blocked. So they weren't able to mate properly. They weren't able to find each other properly. And they also couldn't find food very easily.
That's a really interesting theory.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And that would also sort of lend you to maybe understand like why. Well, I'm trying to figure out because when they find like skeletal remains and fossils and stuff of mammoths, they're typically like solo.
Yeah.
And we know that like elephants, they live in groups. They have a family. And so you would think that there would be more in a general area, but that's as I was thinking about that, I'm thinking like if a mammoth falls down and dies, like the family's going to mourn, but they're going to continue to move on for survival. And so it isn't like they like mass died all at once. So that I sort of figured out in my head as I was thinking about it. But that's interesting nonetheless, though. Because,
I thought it was interesting. I'm glad you thought it was interesting because I was like, maybe this is dumb. But
no, that's kind of fascinating.
Wouldn't that be like the saddest way to die? I mean, it's not necessarily.
It's not great. Yeah. What a great
from
way.
Allergies.
Yeah. What a great way to die. Yeah. No, that's
cause of death. Allergies.
Well.
From complications from allergies.
Right. Complications from.
Because they couldn't find food. They couldn't find mates. They couldn't. Oh, it also said that because they couldn't smell, they couldn't navigate easily during migration and evade predators. Oh, poor woolly mammoths.
Plus, they were being hunted.
It also said that when they found carcasses of mammoths, they had pollen embedded in the mummified tissue.
Well, that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cool theory. Go science.
Go science, man. There's a 24-year-old man in Pennsylvania who has just broke the record for the world's tallest hat.
Is he the man in the yellow hat from Curious George?
No.
That guy had a tall
pretty big hat.
That was a tall hat.
This man, his name is Josh. He has spent the last 4 years attempting to break the record. How tall, guess, how tall do you think the previous record was, and how tall do you think Josh's hat is?
I don't know.
Take a
how
guess.
tall is a hat? a foot?
No way, man. No way, man.
It's bigger than a foot tall?
Oh, yeah.
How tall is this man's hat?
Okay, well, the previous record was 15 feet tall.
No.
And 9 inches.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
15 foot 9 inch hat?
Okay, so then Josh, Pennsylvania, 24-year-old man, says, I'm going to break that record. And he did. How tall do you think Josh's hat is?
Bigger than 15 foot 9 inches?
Yeah. 17 feet,
Stop
9.5 inches tall.
How do you have a 17 foot tall hat?
I'll
17 foot how tall?
17 feet, 9.5 inches.
That's ridiculous. How are you going to have a hat that tall?
Oh, he did.
He did.
Okay, so his first effort, he used stacked cardboard blocks and Velcro. He said it was an utter failure, quote unquote. So his second one involved wooden dowels.
It's a ridiculous hat.
He also tried creating one with chicken wire in a tall cone shape. Eventually, he found success using a couple of 10-foot-long aluminum gutters from Home Depot and a modified metal Philadelphia Eagles trash can.
What a thing.
His final design 17 feet, 9.5 inches long or tall, weighs more than 26 pounds.
Yeah, I bet.
But he's able to wear the hat and walk the minimum distance to get the record, which is 10 meters or about 33 feet.
You have to wear the hat and walk in it.
Yeah.
What a hat.
Have you seen it? I haven't seen pictures
I'm looking
of it.
at the Guinness World Records website.
World's tallest hat.
From Joshua Kaiser.
Yeah.
17 feet, 9.5 inches.
Look it.
It's a tall hat. Listen, I want this guy to have a bunch of buddies with tall hats and wide hats
Yeah.
and all kinds of funky hats, and I want them to have a hat party.
Okay.
I bet that's a sight. I like that he matched his suit to his hat.
I can't see a picture.
It looks like a big gray chimney.
Okay.
His 26-pound
A great
giant
chimney.
hat.
This one is red.
No,
Yeah.
not the record. That's his prototype.
Okay.
It's a big gray, beautiful hat with a matching gray suit with a teal blue vest. What a look.
Okay, I'm going to have to look at what you're looking at because I don't think that's the right.
You just Google tallest hat
I
and
did,
go
but
to
I
the
don't
images.
think that's the same one because that one said Tampa and he's
No.
from Pennsylvania.
I know. I'm looking at the
I
guy.
think it's wrong.
It's not. I'm looking at the guy. I'm looking
Yeah,
at the Guinness.
I see that guy. I
Yeah.
see what you're looking at. I
Yeah.
think that's a different hat. I
I'm
think
looking
that's a
at
different
the Guinness
hat.
website. That's him. I'm telling you. Guinness World Record, tallest hat, Josh Kaiser.
Okay.
17 feet,
All right,
9.5
all right,
inches.
all right.
Gray hat. I'm at the source, man.
All right. If you see a name and you see it, if you got proof, okay.
Pennsylvania.
I got you,
19
dog.
April 2024. Joshua Kaiser,
Okay.
tallest hat.
All right, I get it.
Challenge me telling I don't know how to work the internet or especially the Guinness World Record website.
This is what I'm saying. You want to
Man.
break a world record. So
I'm not breaking tallest hat.
why?
Because Joshua Kaiser has that for a minute. He just got it. Let
He
the
did
man
just
have
get
a
it.
tall hat.
Well, it's going to take you some years to figure out what you're going to do. So he can have it for a couple of years.
Why is it going to take me a couple of years to make a hat? I could do it in an afternoon.
It took him 4 years. He had so many different prototypes.
Yeah, you already figured it out. Now I just have to make mine taller.
You're going to steal you're going to 1701 like the Price is Right?
That's right. I'm going 17 feet, 10 inches. I'm going half an inch taller.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like you're like those jerks on the Price is
$1,
Right.
Bob.
Yeah.
$1.
No, it's like somebody bets 500 and then the next person 501.
Yeah.
You jerk. You're a jerk. Don't steal somebody's idea. Create your own.
No, he already figured it out. I just have to go taller. And then walk how far?
33 feet.
No big deal. A 27-pound hat.
Or maybe you could make the world's smallest hat. Is
I'm
that
already
one?
wearing that. It's underneath my hat.
You have a small hat?
I have a little tiny hat.
Like a nesting doll? You just take off your hat and there's
And
more
smaller
little
hats?
hats and smaller and
That'd
smaller.
be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
That would be a very, very funny thing. But that's not what's happening.
Oh.
I'm just wearing the one hat.
Oh.
And it's a regular hat.
A regular.
Yeah.
Boring.
Sorry. Now I'm going to be up front. I have very little details about the story that I'm going to share for good news.
Okay. So go ahead and tell us all about it. What little you know.
The story comes from the internet.
Most
where
stories do.
No, I know. But where someone posted this online, and so I'm going to read what was posted online with the photos that go with it. This is what it says.
Okay.
An elderly woman in my block taped the first note to the lobby door. And then today, she posted the second note. Here's what the first note says.
Is this a local story?
No, it is not. I don't know where this happened, but this is the first note. Hi, neighbors. Help. Has anyone any spare books or DVDs? I am 72 and live alone, and I'm going round the twist with nothing to read. Would much appreciate anything. Please leave outside Unit 143. Thank you for your kindness. Keep safe and be well.
Okay.
That's note number 1.
Okay. Has she heard about the public library?
Hold on.
Okay.
She's 72. She lives alone in her place.
Okay.
This is what I know.
All right.
Here's note number 2 that was posted the next day. Thank you, everyone. I am most touched and appreciative of your generosity and kindness. When I have finished the books, DVDs, etc., I shall leave them on the little table in the lobby for everyone to enjoy. It will take a while. P.S. You have saved an old bird's sanity.
Aww.
And I think this is so cool. So the neighbors dropped off books and DVDs for this lady to be able to occupy her time after she posted a 3x5 recipe card, handwritten note on the door at the apartment complex. Yeah. And they came to the aid. I think that's cool.
Good job,
nice
neighbors.
Little sense of community. Nice little neighbors doing neighborly things. I think it's a really nice story. Those are all the details I have. I don't know where it happened. I don't know who the people are. I think it's very cool, though.
It's sweet. That's very sweet.
Yep. It's good news to get you going on your Friday.
I was recently told that I was being a fantasy football bully.
That is correct.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
I've also told you that you are a raccoon because of the way that you talk trash. You just throw it all on the yard and then run away.
Okay. So, first fantasy football game of the week last night.
Yes.
I send a text out to our family chat and say, good luck to everyone this week.
Which was nice of you
May
and very out of character.
Turning a new leaf.
Okay.
And then I said, be a good sport.
Yeah. These are great words of advice.
Then Emery says, you weren't a good sport when you said you don't care if it's your daughter. You just want to win. I said that weeks ago. I said, I've turned a new leaf. I'll be better. And she said, we'll see, you bully. You guys are not even giving me a chance to not be a bully. You have set me
actions.
No.
Actions speak louder than words.
Okay. Have I done anything?
Not yet.
Bully
but you
actionable.
Also don't have players playing until Sunday. So, no, you have not yet.
Yes. I won't either.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's what I found out last night.
What'd you find out?
I had to kind of rebuild my team a little bit.
Yeah, because your team was lame.
And I had 2 players on the field last night, and each of them brought me 23 points.
You also had some injuries.
Well, I know. I was going to get to that.
Oh, sorry.
But that puts me already at 46 points for the week, which I'm very excited about. Out of 2 players, 23 points each. That's great.
Big whoop.
That's great.
My players have given me 23 points the last 2 weeks. 3. This is week 4. Yeah.
See how you're bullying me about your team that I'm not even playing against or talking about? See that? See how you're like, cool, great, good for your team, but my team's better.
Yeah,
okay.
It's true.
Right. So, then in the fourth quarter of the game last night, toward the end of it, my newly picked up receiver, his name is Neighbors, from the Giants, gets a concussion late in the fourth quarter, and he's now questionable to return. I just added him to my roster.
I know, you got to stop. You have a curse.
I have an injury curse.
Anybody that you put on your roster is going to get injured.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're putting
wild.
Putting these players' health at risk.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Right now I have 2, 4, 6 injured players.
I have questionables. Is there a way that you can go see like your previous week's points?
Yeah.
Where?
Up in the top. You hit league and then you hit scoreboard.
League scoreboard.
And then you should, and then it says week 4 and you go to a previous week.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
My total points for last week were 94. So to look at this week already being at 46, I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Even though I may have to get another new wide receiver.
I'm not going to crush your vibe, man. Congratulations.
It's already been crushed earlier when you were like, good for you.
No, I've turned
my team.
I've turned a new leaf. Listen.
Feels like the same old leaf.
No, a raccoon cannot just not be a raccoon overnight. You got to give it some time. If she's used to throwing trash all over, I just can't wake up and be like, oh, I meant to throw this trash, but let me just keep it inside. Just
you threw the trash.
Have some patience.
You threw the trash.
A little bit of trash. I didn't throw the whole garbage can.
Not yet. Sunday's just right around the corner. I'm telling you, a dumpster's worth of garbage will be strewn about the yard.
No, you don't even know. Give me a chance. You're not even giving me a chance.
Less than 24 hours from when you said, I'm turning a new leaf.
I am turning a new leaf.
You came at me like a crazy raccoon.
Now, listen, I already told you, I can't just change into a hummingbird overnight.
All right. Whatever.
I don't know what that means.
Nor does anyone else, but that's fine. It's good. It's okay.
All right. May the best person win.
Best of luck to your team.
Thank you.
I'm not playing against you this week.
No, I know, but all points matter.
That's not inaccurate.
I know.
But you said it kind of like you want to drop that banana peel right on the floor.
But I didn't, did I?
So like it's in your little hand.
Okay, but I didn't. It's in my hand. I didn't throw it. I put it right back in the trash.
Okay.
Swallow that garbage. Here's simple pieces of advice that have significantly improved people's lives.
Okay.
You have given me lots of good advice. You're a pretty good advice giver. The one that you have that I love is ask. I'm going to butcher this, so help me.
Fearlessly.
Ask fearlessly.
Yeah.
Is there something else that goes along with
it? There's more to it. I'm trying to remember it all. I'll see if I can look it up.
Okay. Some of the other ones are, if you can't beat the fear, do it scared. I like that one.
That's good.
Just do it anyway, but do it scared.
Yeah.
It's better to ask stupid question than do a stupid thing.
Sure.
Never accept criticism from someone you wouldn't accept advice from. I like that one.
I think the same would be true for like yourself, right? Like don't listen to your bad things if you won't listen to your good things.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. Same energy,
Yeah,
but in your own head.
Don't light yourself on fire to keep others warm. That's a good one.
Ah.
And then this one, try to be the person you needed when you were younger. I like that one too.
Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of people have shared that one in different videos and stuff, and I think that's a really interesting line. Like you as a parent or you as an adult, the way that you nurture yourself and the way that you nurture your own children and stuff is
the way that you
it's the pieces you're
treated.
missing. Yeah, which I think is interesting. And that's just everybody trying to do their best, I would think. Like that's really what's going on. Everybody's just out there making their way, trying to find their way.
I think there's some people out there that aren't necessarily trying to do their best.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
You think there are people that are just skating by?
Oh, no. I think there are people that are just out there to get what's theirs.
Oh.
And I don't think they're looking out for anybody.
Okay.
So
I'm sure you're right.
Here's another good piece of advice. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
No kidding.
The second best time
right now
is today.
Yep. I like that. Yep.
Did you find the one that you?
I was trying to find it, and I found parts of it, but I couldn't find the whole thing. But the really big takeaway here is to ask without shame. Like if you need something, ask. Don't feel shame about it.
And this is something that you have to remind me often because I don't I don't like to look foolish. And so I'm always, Josh, is this a dumb question? And then you go, no, ask fearlessly. Here's another one. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, here's one I found. Eat the donut.
Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel.
Ah, very good.
That's a good one.
Yep. And that pertains to all social media. So
it does.
Take that advice. That's really good. And don't compare yourself. Because you don't know what's going on behind their scenes.
No, true. Our dog, Luna, is a Jack Russell
Luna
terrier.
the Wonder Jack Russell, yes.
Terrorist.
Oh,
Terrierist.
Really? Terrierist. All right.
She doesn't have any personal boundaries.
No.
She doesn't understand people's personal space.
No.
More specifically, their face.
She really likes to be in your face.
She really likes to be in your face. Now, I like dogs. I don't like dogs in my face, especially your mouth and tongue. Get your mouth and tongue out of my face.
Which a dog's face is mostly mouth and tongue. And cold, wet nose.
Luckily, she only weighs 15 pounds, so
Right.
it's pretty easy to keep her at bay. Although, she is a little springy little thing.
Yeah.
She's wiry and
Yeah.
she's fast.
Yeah.
So try as you might to keep that little 15-pound dog at bay. She's like, nah, man, I'm coming back.
I like that you can try to hide your face. You can put your arms there, whatever. She gets in there.
Oh, yeah, she's a digger, too.
Yeah.
So she's got some fox genetics in her.
Something, for sure.
She's not a wolf.
No.
She's a fox because she'll dig out those rodents.
It's funny because like she'll do it to Beck, and Beck laughs and laughs and laughs when she does it to him, which I think is fun. She does it to you, and you go, "Ooh, stop it!"
I don't,
You have a totally different reaction.
because I don't like her face in my face.
And then Emery and I both go, no face, no face.
That's what I do too.
No, you go,
Well, I'm battling.
I know. You
So
are.
last night, I was hiding my face, and you were encouraging her to
Well,
get
yeah,
me.
because
So
it's
she's
funny.
trying to weasel her way in there underneath my arms, and then she starts digging
Yeah, she did. She, with her hands, started digging on your
on
head.
my head.
Yeah.
My
Like, I'm
hair
gonna
is
get in
going
there.
everywhere. She got inside my ear, scratched my ear with her long toenails. Might I remind you that you were the one that encouraged this behavior?
Yeah. Was it a fun time?
No.
I think me and the dog had a great time.
The dog didn't after I
dog
yelled
and
at her and said, quit it. And then she got in trouble. And she's like, well, I was just doing what I was encouraged to do
Yeah.
by you,
Yeah.
who did not get in trouble.
Right. I'm missing the whole problem.
You're encouraging bad behavior. You're a bad parent.
What?
Quit
No.
encouraging the bad behavior.
But it's so much fun
For who? For you?
for the dog and me.
I don't know if the dog is having fun.
She looks like she's having a great time trying to get your face. I like that the other day you were taking a nap and she still no personal space and just came up and licked your face.
Yeah. I didn't care for that.
Put your guard down. She's like, "Are you alive?" Lick.
Yeah, she licked me and then ran away. And I was like, oh. I think I went, Luna.
That's the noise. That's the one you make. Get out of here. It's the best thing ever.
We did something super cool last night. We went to see live theater.
I like live theater
Me
a
too.
great deal. A lot. It's awesome. Movies are great. Concerts are great. Live theater is so good.
It is so good because it's people just doing what they love to do. What? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and you get to see people from your community, people that you know, people that you went to high school with, people that you've known for a long
I
time.
didn't see anybody
sometimes.
that I went to
No,
high
I know
school with.
I did, which was cool. You get to see friends and neighbors in the crowd. You get to see people that you know through
And you get to
networks
talk to
and stuff. It's fun.
strangers that are sitting next to you.
And that you had a great time doing
I
that.
did. We went to see Matilda last night,
Yeah.
which is a local production. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
That musical's got to be a top 5 musical for me, and they nailed the performance. It was so good.
The majority of the cast was children.
Yeah.
And those kids did phenomenally.
Yeah, it was great. Really good.
So
really
good.
And you had a treat. What did you have?
I got teary-eyed a couple of times.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had a popcorn treat.
I had popcorn.
I was getting in trouble. Emery was mad about how much popcorn I was eating as quick as I was. And she said, you're going to get snacky in the middle and you're not going to have any popcorn left. So, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so before intermission, I leaned over and I said, I'm kind of getting snacky, but I'm out of popcorn. Do you have any? And she said, no, I ate all mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she wasn't even willing to share. I don't know if she had.
She always
eaten
gets
it all,
mad at
but-
us when we eat our popcorn early in the movie,
Yeah,
too.
she's like, why are you eating your popcorn already? I'm like, because it's good.
Mind your
It's fresh.
business.
It's warm still.
I'm
If
not
I
eating
wait,
your
it's gonna
popcorn.
Yeah, right? You get your own box. Do what you want.
Leave me alone. I'll eat my
Right.
popcorn when I want to eat my popcorn.
Come on. But what a show.
It was
Great
incredible.
show. Yeah, I highly recommend. If you get a chance to go, you should go. Do you know how long that thing's running by any chance?
I do not.
I'd go back and watch again because they change out Miss Honey and they change
They
out
do.
Matilda. I'd like to see the other ones just to go see.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a great show.
It is
It's really good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yep, well done. And I would go see it again.
I'm trying to remember when it runs until, but I don't know.
But a while anyway.
And I met a lovely new
I know, yeah.
seatmate.
You had a friend, a neighbor in the aisle who was sitting next to you, and you guys were chit chatting it up.
And she kept telling me, do you notice this about that actor?
Yeah.
I go, yeah.
It's so good. I think it's great. You're having a good time. So anyway, yeah, live theater's the best. What's next? What are we seeing next? Do you know?
I don't have anything planned to see next.
We got to get that solved.
Well, we've got tickets to a Boise State game.
Yeah,
which is kind of like live theater.
Kinda.
But I have no theater tickets on the horizon for a minute.
We're gonna have to figure that out.
We
but
will.
for now,
because we like to go. We go all over to see stuff here in town, in Utah, and Pocatello has
all
good
over.
theater.
Yeah, all the time. It's the best. Well, it's kind of disappointing because I just don't think it's going to be any good.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about 7-Up rolling out a new holiday flavor.
Ooh.
One of the world's most famous mocktails is the Shirley Temple.
Okay.
7-Up said we should put that into a soda. So they are, for the holidays, rolling out a Shirley Temple 7-Up
Yum.
pomegranate and cherry soda.
Yum.
It's going to taste like cough syrup.
I think it sounds delicious.
I think it's going to taste like cough syrup.
You don't like cherry flavoring, though.
I'm not particularly fond of pomegranate especially, and black cherry is the worst. Black cherry flavoring is just cough syrup.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
It's good.
It's cough syrup. And the cherry flavoring that they use is so dang
delicious.
Sweet. It's so dang sweet. It overpowers. So I'm pretty confident I'm not going to like 7-Up Shirley Temple soda.
Are you going to try it?
I would definitely try it, but I'm pretty confident it's going to taste like cough syrup.
Well, with an attitude like that, of course you're going to hate it.
Yeah. We're going in hating it.
You are.
It could totally surprise me and knock my socks off, but I bet it doesn't. You ever had your socks knocked off?
No.
Wouldn't that be something? you take a drink and you're like, poof, socks
Whoa.
gone. Whoa!
This is delicious.
My socks have been knocked off. Anyway,
no.
It's supposed to be coming out late October. That's sort of the speculation anyway.
Okay. I'm all game for it. I'm ready to try it.
You get the pomegranate and cherry flavors.
Yum.
But then you also get the lemon lime of the 7-Up.
Yum.
So I'm hoping.
See, the lemon lime is the part that throws me off.
I would hope that it tasted kind of like a lime Ricky, which is delicious. But if they throw in too much pomegranate, it's spoiled and it's going to taste just like cough syrup.
I'll try it and I'll tell you if it tastes like cough syrup.
They're supposed to be doing the cans and 2-liter bottles. They will also be putting out a 0 sugar option.
They have that Oreo Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Do you want to try that?
I didn't really want to try it.
You love Oreos.
I haven't had Oreos ever since I got called obese.
Nobody called you that.
The doctor said I was borderline obese, and then the kids accused me of eating an entire thing of Oreos, and the two got what's the word I'm looking for?
Correlated?
That's not. That doesn't feel like the right word.
Line?
They got connected in my head anyway, and so they are forever associated with one another. My obesity and my love for Oreos.
So you'll never eat Oreos again?
Not never. I just had to really take a back seat. I was going through Oreos pretty quick. And the kids were, other people were eating them in the house, but the kids were like, Dad ate all the Oreos. And I went, fine, I'm never eating Oreos again in this house.
You showed them.
And I still, to this day, have not eaten Oreos in our house.
You really showed them.
Yeah. Well, now when the Oreos are gone, it's not my fault. They can't blame me.
We haven't bought Oreos in a very long time.
Yeah. Because I quit eating them. You know what happened? I switched to Biscoffs. And no one else likes the Biscoffs. And those are my favorite.
You're borderline obese. Eat these Biscoff cookies.
They're
instead.
so good. And then you know what they did? They said, what if we put these cookies into a spread you can put on bread?
Yeah.
So you can put cookies on bread. What a great idea.
They've made cookies out of them, too. It's called cookie butter cookies.
You can't take the cookies and then make butter and then put butter cookie all over the
You
cookie.
can because they use you haven't tried it.
It's too much.
You don't know.
It's too rich.
Come on, borderline obese. Give it a go.
How could you? How could you? I am obesely offended right now.
You said it, not me.
Wow. You think you know a person, and then they go calling you borderline obese to your face.
You called yourself that.
No, the doctor told me that.
The doctor called you that. Be upset at him. No, you paid him. You paid him to tell you that. Paid him.
That's an abusive relationship.
Yes.
Man, what a thing.
There's a thing I was reading that says, things I don't understand, things people do that I can't, it makes no sense to me. For example, I don't understand when people can swallow a pill without water.
I can't either.
You just swallow it with no kind of moisture in your mouth.
They get stuck sideways every time. If I don't have I have to take a drink of water first to get the things like slip and slide, and then take a drink with the pills.
Gotta get it all warmed up.
Yeah. I cannot. I don't know how people do that.
People who take huge bites off the top of an ice cream cone. You just bite your ice cream cone.
I would do it as a goof.
Why?
Just because people would go, what was that? And I think that would be fun.
What about people who chew ice?
I hate it.
I don't understand that either.
I hate it so much.
Well,
I understand it. It's an iron
it.
deficiency.
Because I've done that before. I've chewed ice before. I don't want to say I don't understand it because I've done it. But good luck trying to understand me.
Are you on this list?
I could be.
Things I don't understand.
Myself. People who wake up and are instantly chirpy and perky. And
I can do it.
Go get them attitude. You can?
Every day.
Every day.
No, 6 o'clock. I turn on the microphone. What's up?
You haven't just rolled out of bed at 6 o'clock. You've been awake for at least
I get it.
a half an hour.
Yeah.
So it's like when you roll out of bed and you're like, boop, boop, boo.
I felt pretty boop, boop, boo this morning.
You did?
I felt
Why?
I feel rested.
Ugh.
It's Friday.
I'll never boop, boop, boo out of bed.
I boop, boop, booed right out of bed. I made the bed.
Emery thinks it's crazy that what did I do the other day? And she thought was crazy. It was kind of along the same lines as this. If you have a Kit Kat bar and you eat the whole,
you just bite it. You don't snap them apart.
You just bite the whole thing.
String cheese.
Yeah, that's
she hates
what it
it when we eat string cheese the way we eat string cheese.
Because I don't peel it. I just bite it.
I'm a peeler most of the time, but occasionally I'll just bite it.
I don't peel it at all. Ever.
You never peel it.
That takes too much time.
But I kind of like putting it on my top teeth and going and pulling the little strings out. I kind of like that.
Okay.
You don't. I feel like you'd be into it.
No,
If you did it with the teeth thing, you might be into it.
might actually.
Peeling it with your fingers, yeah, I get. That's not the thing.
I was watching a lady yesterday on TikTok, and
Yeah?
she was eating this giant. I stumbled onto a weird TikTok algorithm.
Okay.
And she was eating this big bowl of ramen, and the ramen looked really delicious. And this is typically how you're supposed to eat ramen. She had it, and then she was just slurping it up.
Ugh.
And at first, I was annoyed, but I could not stop watching her eat this ramen. And then
That's
she
all
had,
you did was watch her eat.
yes.
That's the whole video.
It drove me crazy that she was slurping her ramen the way she was slurping her ramen.
Yeah, I don't
And
care
I know
for
that's
it.
typically how you're supposed.
I know.
Like that's the ramen etiquette.
Is it?
It had a quail's egg in it.
What in the world?
Yeah, I was into it. Now I'm gonna get all kinds of ramen videos because I've watched that one. I need to say out loud. I don't like ramen videos.
It is customary to slurp ramen.
It
I
is,
had to
I
check
know.
it out. I know. Cooled noodles. It cools the noodles. It's supposed to aerate the liquid, allowing you to taste more of the flavors. Slurping is a sign of respect to the chef and shows that you're enjoying the food. And in Japan and China, slurping your noodles loudly is considered a compliment to the chef. I'll tell you, it's considered an annoying to the person next to you.
Well, it was annoying to the person who was voluntarily watching the video too.
Well,
But I couldn't stop.
you can just swipe away.
And then it was a lot of.
I can't. I just can't with it. I can't do it. It's too much mouth noise.
So if I slurped my ramen, ate my pills without taking a drink of water,
Yeah.
boop, 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 out of bed,
Yeah?
chewed my ice, bit my Kit Kat bar all at once, while also eating my cheese stick in one bite,
Ugh.
you'd be fine, right?
I'd be fine. Yeah. Just fine. So whenever an actor from the Harry Potter world passes, there is always a very, very special tribute that happens at the Harry Potter world. Is that at Universal, I think?
Yeah.
Is where
I
that's
believe
at.
so.
And everybody gathers around and they do a wands up
Yeah.
salute, which I think is really, really special. And unfortunately, they're going to have to do another one. As we just learned this morning that Dame Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall, has passed away at 89. Is that right?
86, I think you said. I don't remember.
Now I have to look again.
And let's be real. Professor McGonagall was the only one with any
89.
sense at that Hogwarts school.
You've been playing the Harry Potter Lego Harry Potter video game.
Yeah.
And every time you rescue a student in peril, or you're walking around going like, these kids, why are they even in this school?
Well,
like
watching
their
the
parents
movies or
just
reading the books.
send them away.
Oh, you
It's
almost
ridiculous.
died last year at this
Yeah.
school. Let's send
Yeah,
you back.
well, have a better year this year.
But if you watch those movies, Professor McGonagall's usually the one that's like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, am I the only adult in the room here? There's, she's the only one with any sense.
True story.
She's the only one I would feel safe with.
What else? You were talking about some of the other things that Maggie Smith did. You said she was the old Wendy in Hook.
Yeah.
She was in Sister Act. She was in Downton Abbey. She's done a lot of different movies.
She was in Romeo and Juliet.
What was her role in Romeo and Juliet?
I don't know. I was just looking at her.
she was a voice, I would assume. But anyway, sad news this morning. British actress Dame Maggie Smith has passed away at 89 years old.
So earlier this morning, we were talking about good advice.
Yeah.
And one of your best advice is ask fearlessly.
Ask without shame.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there is a subreddit on Reddit called No Stupid Questions. And this is a place where people, and there's been countless questions that people ask. One was, I've never been to Subway and I have social anxiety and I don't know how to order a sandwich at
Right.
Subway.
You've told me about this particular group because this
people
has
are so
been
nice.
Yeah, this has been like where people like with legit real questions about things in life or struggles can go and they can go, look, I know this sounds silly. I just don't know this, or I don't know how to do this, or where can I find more information about this? What you got?
Well, so it's anything from I want some non-toxic makeup. Where's the best brands to go to?
Oh, okay.
Hey, if you filled a balloon full of helium, like you take the tank full of helium and fill an entire balloon with that helium, will it lift the tank? Will it be enough helium to lift the tank? So it's silly.
Well, the answer
like
is no.
The answer was no.
Because if it was enough, it would have already lifted the tank off the ground. Because it was already inside the tank. But the tank has too much weight.
Another one was, how do I sign documents online? It's my first time. I'm so confused.
Right.
So it's stuff like that. So
good,
this
good,
one
yeah.
I stumbled across, and I like this one. So this is a gentleman, and he says, I've never had a girlfriend, and I have a little experience with women. There is a girl who works at a store I frequent. We haven't had any personal conversations, but she always seems like she's in a good mood when she's helping me, and we've joked a little bit. How do I ask her out?
Oh, man.
And some of the advice is great, and it's pretty standard advice. But then it made me wonder, I've never had to ask anybody out. How did you ask people out?
Boy, you've never had to ask anybody out?
Well,
You've never been like, we should go out.
no, I've never done that.
I don't know.
I say that I've never had to. They've always asked me out.
I get what.
Let's
No,
be
I
clear.
know what you're saying.
I just never went on
Right.
dates.
I don't know that I'm not the king of Riz, as the kids say. Like I am
I
not.
think you are.
I don't know about that. I don't know that I'm like the guy with all the game. So I'm glad I met you.
Have you ever asked
It
anybody
worked
out
out
and
great.
they turned you down?
Yeah, in the 9th grade, I asked a girl to go to the freshman dance, and she was 15 and was not allowed to go because of that.
Okay, well that's an easy turn down.
Right.
That's not like a
I
personal.
didn't end up
no.
going to that dance. I just did something else with my friends or something. I don't even remember. But that was a bit of young rejection.
But that's not necessarily you. It's not a you problem. That was I can't because I'm not old enough.
No,
it wasn't like
right. I mean, I got up the guts to go ask.
Thank you.
To ask her to go to the dance. That happened.
Yeah, it's pretty gutsy. It takes some guts.
But as far as I'm trying to think of other times where I've been like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? It's probably like, hey, you look hungry. We should, you're going to eat. I'm going to eat. Well, maybe we go eat.
I'm trying to even remember how you asked me out the first time. I
said on the phone, stop being dumb. Just go to the fair.
That was different. That wasn't a date.
Oh, I see.
After the first meeting, and then when we went bowling on our first date.
Oh, I think I sent you an email and said, let's go bowling.
You really do have
There
Riz.
was probably more in the email than, let's go bowling.
Hey.
Meet me here. I'll be there.
Show
I'll be
up
waiting.
or don't.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm
sure
fine.
it was way, way, way more thought out than that.
I don't care if you show up or not. I'm just like
I'm going
bowling.
bowling. If you want to come, I'll be there bowling. You know. If you want. I'll be there.
But I don't care if you do.
Yeah, no, you don't
I'll
have
be
to.
fine.
Yeah, I'll be bowling by myself.
Oh, it's so hard.
I don't. It is. It's
Having
such
your
an awkward
feelings.
thing. Yeah, right. You got to put your heart on your sleeve a little bit, and that's hard. It's a risk.
Well, I don't know if this gentleman ever asked this woman, but I hope it works out for the best for him.
Yeah. Or at the very least, maybe they can still be friends.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. How many hours of sleep are you supposed to get a night?
6 to 8,
Okay.
right?
I guess. Sure. A lot of people try to get 8 hours of sleep. If you do the math, that doesn't happen often for us
No.
because the bedtimes and wake up times are all weird all the time.
I typically get about 6 to 7, six
Okay.
and a half-ish.
All right.
is pretty standard for me.
Okay. Let me break this down because there's this sleep hack. Now, this is not new information, but this is going viral online. People are talking about this, and so I felt like I needed to break this down because I wanted to find out realistically how effective this might be. Do you know how long a REM cycle is?
No.
So we sleep in 90-minute cycles. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine has scoured social media, and they have found that a bunch of these Gen Z folks, Zoomers, 1 in 6 of them have tried to break down their sleep into 90-minute blocks, which is how long a REM cycle is. And so the idea is that rather than say, I need to get 8 hours of sleep, so I have to go to bed at this time in order to wake up this time, you start when you need to wake up, and you work in reverse in 90-minute windows. And so then you can say, all right, if I'm going to wake up refreshed and at a complete REM cycle, then I need to be asleep for 90-minute blocks. Does that make sense? So if you have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, 4 a.m. is one 90-minute block.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you fell asleep at 4 and had to wake up at 5:30, you would have completed one cycle. And you would wake up feeling refreshed because you went through a full cycle. Now, I don't know if this is true for every person. I don't know how that could be, but that seems way too static a number.
I think so too.
But I don't know. Maybe it is.
But if you look at your smartwatch, like pull yours up. Can you?
Yeah, I can on my app here.
Yeah. So then look at your sleep.
Uh-huh.
So mine tells me when I've been in a REM cycle.
Okay.
Right? Because your deep sleep is your REM cycle?
I don't know. Mine actually shows
total.
me REM separate from deep. So I have deep, light, REM, and awake.
Oh, I do have REM. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does go in cycles. Like mine is very, very consistent.
I've got 3 cycles of my REM sleep.
Right.
55 minutes total is what I've got.
Of REM?
Of 6.5 hours of sleep. 55 minutes of that is REM.
I had 90 minutes of REM. But that's like your cycle ends at a REM and then starts again and then ends at a REM. Like REM is the almost waking up part. So you go deep sleep, you almost wake up, then you go deep sleep, then you almost wake up. That's what I'm understanding. But so I did some math anyway.
Okay.
And I found out like 5:30 a.m., if you were going to wake up at 5, 4 a.m. is one cycle, 2:30 a.m. is your second cycle, 1 a.m. is your third, 11:30 is your fourth cycle to wake up at 5:30. 10 p.m. is 5 full cycles, but you have to be asleep at those times.
I was going to say,
you can't just be like in bed
control
and
your
whatever.
REM cycle.
Well, you could try to put yourself to sleep. Like, you could turn off all distractions and lights and do the mask and put in earplugs, whatever it takes to put yourself into a comfortable place where you have to sleep. But if we went to bed at 10 to wake up at 5:30, we would complete 5 full REM cycles, which would be a lot of rest.
Again, if I look at my sleep time, my REM cycle is not going to be the same every day.
Correct.
It's just not. So I don't get what you're trying to say.
I'm just trying to show you.
I can't force a REM cycle.
No, I know. I know. But when you fall asleep, if you woke up 90 minutes later, you would have completed a cycle. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Break your sleep into 90-minute blocks is the sleep hack.
No, I think
don't think about it as 8 hours. Think about it as blocks of 90 minutes and how many of those do you need in order to wake up at the time you need. Work backwards. I need to wake up at 6. Okay, that means 4:30 is your first cycle of 90 minutes. And then you work backwards.
Okay.
I'll
probably just keep doing what I'm doing.
All right. It's a sleep hack. You can wake up refreshed. That's the idea. That's the whole point.
All right.
The whole point is wake up refreshed.
Okay.
Because you said you want to wake up and be sprightly and cheery and ready to go.
I didn't say that I wanted to do that. I said that's never happened to me.
Because you're not doing REM blocks. Got to sleep right. Fix your sleep.
I'm still confused about it.
It's math.
I know.
That's why. why.
That is why.
Go ahead and ask the question.
The question is, what was the first thing you used the internet for?
So I really quickly gravitated. We got a computer, 94? So I was like 11 or 12.
You guys were so rich.
No. No. I've told you this before. I had my dad's super into electronics and sound systems and like all that kind of stuff. So, and technology. So it was a little 486, little tiny, little beige computer, and a little CRT monitor. It was nothing fancy. I had a friend who his dad worked at the INL or whatever it was called at that time. INEL or whatever.
INNL.
It was a different abbreviation then. I don't know. But he was one of the first people I knew that had a Pentium computer, and he had it set up at his house. And I remember we turned it on, and you hit that big mechanical power button, and you go, and we just watched the black screen count numbers for some reason because that's what it did when it booted up. And we were like, wow, right? But it was like early computing. So it was years later that we got the one that we had. But that little 486 was cool. And I learned how to do some cool stuff. Like I was learning how to code HTML and build web pages. And I was doing that kind of stuff. And then it seemed like the internet just took off. And it was eBay and PayPal. And what was the website that had the bubble popping game that you played all the time?
AARP?
No, that's later in life where you've played that one more recently. But they had a bunch of games. It had a little cactus man and some balloons.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
I don't remember.
Something like that? Anyway, like early websites went crazy.
So I remember my parents were not your parents. My parents have been and have always been very technologically not savvy.
Yeah.
So
I've met them.
So I was using a typewriter to write notes in high school still when most of my friends and family members had computers. I was still using a typewriter or using my sister's computer.
Oh,
to
I had
type
a word
notes.
processor forever. It was
So we
a long
finally
time
got
before I
a
got
home
that.
computer when I was a senior in high school, I think. So 99.
98, 99. Yeah.
And the first thing I did was log on to get pictures of InSync. I was like, I want to look and see pictures. I mean, and you saw what they looked like because there was magazines and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, it was like, I got to see pictures of my celebrities. And then you would print them off. And then
Print.
I also would use chat rooms a lot.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of chatting.
And then there was a lot of Napster. I used Napster quite a lot.
So your computer was infested with viruses.
Yeah, because I was illegally downloading music.
Yeah.
Well,
at the time, we didn't
it wasn't
know.
illegal.
The lawsuits hadn't been filed yet.
No, they haven't.
So, Metallica wasn't all mad at the
But
internet
it was
yet.
a lot. Every time I was on the computer, it was Napster. I gotta get free music.
Right.
That was my thing to do.
I did that, and I did like I said, I made internet. I was making stuff. I don't know, for some reason that is how my brain worked. I figured out how to run the software. I spent about 10 minutes going like, oh, that's how you install a program. Okay, cool. And then, let's go. I'd done a little bit of computing stuff before that, like some gaming stuff. But that was all on like those big size B floppy disks that you had to load in.
Okay.
Like that was the thing, right? So I had done some of that, like the game Doom. I'd played some of that with a friend. But yeah, it was not a lot of much of anything.
No.
I did a lot more Nintendo than
Did Wikipedia exist back then? Because I used it for school to do reports.
You had a CD-ROM encyclopedia.
Oh yeah,
is what you had.
Yeah,
like that's where everything was.
Yeah, you're right.
Newton's encyclopedia, I think,
don't know.
something like that. Anyway, by the way, Pogo, the website, pogo games
Still exists?
exist. You can still go play Pop It with the cactus guy. They have Word Womp on there still. They still have that stuff. The Mahjong Safari. I used to play all that stuff. It's still there. You can play Pop It. It's now Pop It HD. And there's 172 people playing right now. You can count them all. You don't even have to really take your shoes off to get that high. 172 people playing Pop It. I've been catching up on Pop It over here.
Oh. Catching up for the last 30 years?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Popping balloons.
Oh.
Would you rather this or that?
Would you rather have dragon wings or butterfly wings?
I think dragon wings.
Why?
Because butterflies don't actually fly, do
they do.
No, they flutter. That's kind of their thing.
Okay. But dragon wings are huge and bulky. They're going to get in the way of everything. You're going to be
Where am I trying to go?
You're going to be knocking stuff down everywhere. Well, our house is not big. You won't even fit in the door.
They tuck in. What are you talking about?
No way. I'm going butterfly wings.
Okay, here's the other part about a butterfly.
What?
It gets wet. It can't fly anymore.
Well, we don't fly. They flutter.
That's what I'm saying. There's way more versatility and...
float like a butterfly, sting you like a bee, all that.
What?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's a quote. I've heard it. That's a thing people say. But also, dragon wings, like, right? Can we just for a minute? Like, how cool? Way cooler than butterflies. Maybe not as pretty. There's a pretty factor.
Okay, I get where you're going with. Yes, you would be able to fly long distance for sure. Like you're actually going to be flying. They're actually useful in aiding. In
I'm not just
flight.
like I'm fluttering around. Like I'm going places.
But again, how are you going to sleep with
pretty
dragon
well.
wings?
I'll sleep pretty well.
Where? Outside. You're going to have to sleep outside.
Why?
Because you won't fit in the house.
I will too. They're just wings. Like how big is a dragon? Are you just going to have little tiny butterfly wings on your whole back? Oh, you're not even going to flutter at all.
You're right.
They're proportionate to a body. Crazy. Would you rather this or that? It's dragon wings.
All right. I might change my mind.
Too bad.
No,
you made your choice.
No,
yes,
I can change.
Don't get them wet. Well.
That's it, my guy.
We find ourselves at the end of the show on a Friday.
You hate it when I call you my guy.
It's too casual. That's the problem with it.
I know, but it's not, though, because you are my guy.
No, but I know. But the way that it is said, like, my guy, is like,
but I don't call
it's a dismissive thing. And here's the thing.
Don't say that to anybody else.
No, I know. But it's too, it's just not, like we're a couple. It's too disconnected.
Okay.
Is the issue I have with my guy. Like people say that when they're streaming online, like they're playing a video game.
Say it to their bros?
No, they'll say it to somebody they don't even know.
Oh.
And somebody will say something in the chat and they'll respond to it and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a good point, my guy. Like it's just too disconnected from, it's lower than acquaintance.
But that's not how I say it.
No, I understand that's not what you mean, but when you say it the way that that it's said in that particular sort of vernacular, the way that it is said, and you say it, oh, it's the weekend, my guy. Like it's the same disconnected, less than acquaintance presentation. Even if behind it you mean my guy.
You are more than an acquaintance to me, Josh.
I would certainly hope so.
20 years and 2 children later.
Right. That's why when you call me my guy, I go, I don't like that. I don't care for it. It's like you don't even know me. It's like we were walking past each other in the grocery store and there was one avocado left and you were like, nah, you can have it, my guy. And we don't know who each other are, and we're never going to pass.
But I would never say that to anybody else.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Like, that's the feeling it has.
All right.
Like, oh, you can have it, my guy. I'll get it one next time.
But
this one's yours, my guy.
I would let you have the last avocado.
That's fine. And that's a generous person who's talking to someone they don't even know. My guy. That's why I don't like it.
All right. Okay.
It's just, there's so many other things you could call me.
What?
I don't know. Something else?
Give me an example.
I don't know. Just not that one.
I'll think of something. I'll think of something else to call you.
Yeah, and you'll present it in the same way, and I'll feel just as weird about it. My guy. I don't know.
Oh.
So as I was saying, it's
been a day,
Friday. Huh? Now it's time for the weekend, so we're going to wrap up things here on the show. Hope you enjoyed. If you missed any part of it or if you want to listen again, it is available as a podcast. It's Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast, everywhere podcasts are available.
It's the podcast.
The podcast of this show. It is the one and only podcast of Wake Up Classy 97.
I just remembered that yesterday was Love Note Day.
What about it? My guy? Need I remind you? My guy.
All right. Well, we got some counseling to go to, maybe. Some relationship counseling.
Because you think of me as less than an acquaintance.
And you will never leave me a love note.
And I didn't write you a love note. You're right. Equal things. All things equal, we're equal. Hope you have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Follow us on socials at Classy97KLCE everywhere, including YouTube. You get behind-the-scene looks in the studio. Sometimes we post video clips of things that happen during the show that you can hear on the podcast. There's all that stuff. So thanks for hanging out. Have a good weekend. Yep. We'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Be safe. Bye. Thanks for listening to Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Wake Up Classy 97 is hosted by Josh and Chantel Tyler and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.